Morning everyone, welcome to Hybrid Budgets and week 3 of April. How has everyone's week been, or is about to be? My partner is on his last day of work today, so he's on the Easter break for 2 weeks. And I know a few people have been on the Easter break, I think. So yeah, how's that all been? I think it's just weird depending on, I think it's different depending on where you live, but our break is actually over the bank holiday, which is quite nice because that means I get a break off in the middle with my partner. But he's going to take the full 2 weeks. I'm just taking the bank holiday because I took some leave that I had to use up in March. So that should be good. How's everyone else doing? So to start this week, I've got a £200 placeholder from James. That's going in future. I've then got 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 160, 165, 170, 175, 180, 185, 190, 195, 200, 205, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So £235 to stuff this week, along with the £200 placeholder from James. What's everyone up to this week? I am going to the zoo tomorrow, which I'm quite excited for, which is quite good because I actually got it on Tesco tickets, so it didn't cost me anything, which is good. Also, I've got the new Hunger Games book, because I didn't realise a new one had released. But I was like, I sort of wanted it in paperback. And I was like, you know what, I've actually got Audible and I've not been using it as much because I've not been doing the longer drives for work. But I thought, you know what, I'll get it on an Audible credit, save getting the book. So I felt a bit like, I'm still paying for Audible, but it feels different because I'm like, I'm, using that over, like buying a book. So I felt like I'd saved a bit of money there. That's probably me, pure girl mathing. And also I have sorted out my Virgin subscription. So I've downgraded it. So originally I was paying £160 a year for my Virgin Atlantic credit card, which was originally going to be fine because we said, we'll go to America and we can use the upgrade, and it's really worth it if you do the upgraded seats and stuff, but they only really fly to America in terms of the places we probably want to go. And then, we don't really want to travel to America right now. One, we don't have the finances, and two, the things we want to see in America, I've seen reasonably recently, and then we were like, do we do New York or something? But I was like, financially, we're just not there yet. So it just seemed daft to pay £160 on a credit card we don't really use for what the intended purpose of that credit card is. So probably a financial, not mistake, but it's definitely not worth what we've done, but it was definitely worth cashing out in terms of, I knew we weren't going to be doing it anytime soon. So I've just cashed out all our points and I'm going to keep the credit card on. It's still a cash bonus type one, but if I can find a better one with cashback rewards, I think the Amex is slightly better. So I might start using that one. This is literally just for expenses at work. So when I'm working away, my expenses can accrue to £1,000 a month. So it's definitely worth it, and it comes up a lot more. But when I'm working locally, I think it comes to about £150 a month. So it's not much in terms of cashback, but I do put stuff on credit card when it needs the protections and stuff. So and then I take it out my sinking funds to then pay the credit card back. But I'm trying to limit what I'm spending is purely expenses, just so it has a month for when my expenses are due and come in that it can then pay it off. So that's why I still use it. Arguably I should just be moving completely away from credit card, but I do use it in that instance because it is quite handy. But yeah, as in terms of the annual fee, I've got rid of that one now, and we've cashed it all out. And my point of this story, until I rambled on, was we've cashed out all the points, and we don't really we don't like experience days. There wasn't many that tickled our fancy particularly. So we were like, right, we'll cash it out for a couple of wine cases and a couple of vouchers out. So Miller and Carter, Pizza Express, things like that, just because we were like, we're probably going to eat there anyway at some point, so it makes sense we've got the gift vouchers for it. So that's what we've done. So hopefully then what we save in eating out we can then put towards like the wedding and stuff, and it just made more sense in our head. And then we didn't have the onus of like, oh god, we need to like book a flight, we need to, it was basically probably encouraging us to spend money we didn't need to, and there was no flights we particularly like the look of in terms of where we want to go for honeymoon. I think we want to go to like Guadeloupe, we were looking, and there it's easier to fly to Paris, then get a transfer direct to Guadeloupe. So again, we weren't using the Virgin card, but I was like holding out thinking, oh, that would fly us to America and then we'd get a transfer that way. But yeah, anyway, rattling on, let's actually get down to the cash stuffing. So what are we starting with? Home. So home this week I budget to £10, and then I roll a dice and I see what it lands on. So currently in home we have oh, I haven't updated this in a while. I have £25 and a £25 gift card. I still don't know what to get from Waitrose or John Lewis. So this gift card was given as a gift for our engagement, which is lovely. But I want to find something quite useful for it. So I'm still debating, but I need to check the expiry because undoubtedly that will expire soon. So let's roll 4. So 2 or 4, and that's £10 going in, which is good because we need to build up home quite a bit. And you know what, I'm actually going to put a full 10 in. I'm going to swap that out. You know what, I'll condense later. So that's another £10 in home, which is really good. Home maintenance, I budget £15. So depending on what I roll. And so what I have done for this week is, because I was getting so confused with the colours, I don't think I'm colourblind, but just some of them just didn't look like, I was just getting so confused from it. So I've actually put the number on, so it's a lot easier for when I roll it and quicker on the video, instead of me spending like 20 minutes like, what colour is that? 5, so £5 going in to Rainbow Roller Races. I need to big this one up a little bit more, to be honest. But £5 fine for now. I have condensed last week, so if it was in a couple of notes last week, I have condensed. So we have £20 in there currently. That's going to turn to 25, and I need to colour in because I don't have all the right colours. This one is actually going to be red. Brill, that's that one done. Holiday, so we are in April. We currently have £205 in holiday, and today it is going to get to £10, so I'm going to cross off a bunny. So £215 in holiday. So originally I was pushing a lot on holiday, but I think I'm going to move that ever so slightly just to home maintenance because we just end up spending so much from it. And holiday wise, I think Mini Moon, we're going to look at like funding it from our wedding, or like our wedding like gifts and stuff. And then the next big holiday is again going to be the honeymoon next year. So I was like, actually we're probably, and then we've booked to go away with friends in May next year. So I was like, actually, in terms of like going away holidays, bear in mind I don't think we've been away now, I think it was over a year ago where we went away for our cruise with our friends. So it's been, you know, a while since we've been away. So I was like really desperate to try to save up for like away holidays, and I was like, actually quite a few hit coming up just by the way it is. So there's a slightly less that I need to put into this, but yeah, I'll probably talk it through the end of budget. Birthdays, so we were working on general birthdays because I was trying to build that up. I've still not sorted out how much I need to remove. I'll do that at some point this week. I need to look at my sinking funds because I need to take out, I think, fully funded from this and work out what I'm doing with my sister, but I need to remove it from the sinking funds and work out actually how much I'm taking out. So general birthday and events had £20. So I'm just doing that one again. So that will get funded up to 30 again. So this is for if anyone's birthday comes up at any given point, who I haven't got a standard pocket for. So this will be, like my grand's came up, but it was her 90th, so it was slightly more than 30. But if there's like, you know, friends and stuff where I'm like, okay, I might buy them like a bottle of Prosecco and a card, at least then I've got like that money there. Also, as part of that Virgin points, I bought a case of Prosecco with the points. So again, I'm like, oh, okay, that's be useful, because usually with the girls we just do like Prosecco, card, flowers maybe, or you know when you go around and you're like celebrating, like take a bottle with you. So I was like, oh, that's good, we've got quite a few of those like saved up, and they're not the bottles that we've got from Virgin are quite nice, but like when we go out and buy one, like it's not like expensive, but I think it's those little things that I've not like planned for, or never used to plan for in the past, that then like would add up, and then I'd be like, oh, why was the shop so much this month? It'd be like, oh, actually I ended up spending for like 2 bottles of Prosecco. So yeah, I'm just trying to get in the habit of like getting those little bits sorted, so that will all help. So we are on Tesco 2 because it's my priority card to pay off, and we are nearly there with it. So this month we have overpaid 50, 70, 90 pounds, and then this week we are paying 30. So let me get the blue. So get in there with the dirt. I had to sit down with my partner this weekend and we sort of did a forecast for the next 2 years. So mine's currently forecasting that all my debt will be paid off by the end of 2027, and that's all debt including what I owe my parents as well. So that's a really nice thing to sort of aim for, and that also includes fully funding our emergency fund. So hopefully like in 2 years I'll be in a position where I've got a fully funded emergency fund, no debt, and then like everything from sort of income can go, you know, directly into the things we really want. And like hopefully our like pots will also be in a position that they're, you know, starting to be quite full as well. So that'll be in a really nice position. So it was just nice to like forecast it out. We also looked at things like, obviously I'm saving for my laptop now and electronics, but like I was like, what else do you want to save for? And he wants to save for like an Xbox and things like that. And we also said to ourselves like, right, what are we setting for like birthday limits? Because we went a bit crazy when we first got together, and like it was our 30th that year as well. So like he bought me a Dyson Airwrap and I bought him a Nintendo Switch, and it was just a bit insane. And like, who does that? You know, they're really big gifts, and like we just weren't financially in a position to do it, but we sort of did, and it was just a bit daft. So yeah, we've said to each other, no, we're going to like limit it. So I think we've said like £50 for birthday and like £100 for Christmas. So again, we can just make sure that we budget it. You know, we're obviously going to be like, oh, if there's something for 60, that's fine, but we're not gonna go excessive. And then if there's those bigger things, we're going to discuss them as a couple and be like, cool, how can we like both save up for them, especially if it's like a household item. So that was really nice. It was quite like, it's like, I don't know, sometimes it's a difficult talk to have with your partner, but like I didn't find it that bad. It was really nice. I was like, it was so daft, we were in the conservatory and it was like, I didn't set an agenda, but I just like had my spreadsheet up, and he's like, the fact we've not got an agenda is stressing me out, because like your brain's going here, there and everywhere. He's like, right, let's talk through this. So bless him, he had to like keep me on track. But it was really lovely, and it just like I like left like with a weight off, being a bit like, oh, okay, like we've sort of planned roughly like what we're comfortable with, what we're happy with, what we want to do for holidays in the future, and sort of setting our expectations for like the relationship, which was quite nice, and knowing, you know, what we were going to fund things on. So that was really good. Emergency fund extra over. So am I stuffing this one this week? I am. So this is getting budgeted to £20, and then what I do is, so currently in extra over I have £55. Then I roll this dice. Oh, I'm not sure if that saw or was off camera. So that is £20 going in. So I'm going to put the straight 20 in, I think. Yeah, let's do it and keep it condensed. So I now have £75 extra over in credit card. So let me colour in that petal. Yeah, so I was working out on my spreadsheet like compound interest and stuff, which I haven't done since school. So I was trying to be like, okay, let's just say like one of my savings accounts for emergency fund now is 6.5, but it's limited to £200 a month going in. Then my other one I've got just as a top-up or for these extra overpayments is my Monzo, where the money's stored at the minute, and that's at 4%. So I was just trying to work out like how much it would accrue and stuff, and do a bit of a forecast of like, oh, okay, if I carried on putting £50 in and then maybe next year like up it to 100, this is like when we'd achieve our emergency fund goals, which is good. Health is getting skipped this week. Odds and evens, so I budget £10 for odds and evens. I roll the dice. 6, so that's an even number, that's 10 pounds fully going in. And where is my dice? Oh my gosh, can't get out the little hole. And that is going towards 3, holiday. So let's find the holiday one. And these are going to get unstuffed at the end of the year and will go towards that saving pot, which is good. It's I say it's not much, but you know, it will add up by the end of the year, and there'll be a nice little addition to all these. I'm saying it's not much in comparison to, I did the 52-week savings challenge last year for like half the year, and that felt like a really big chunk at the end. Obviously it's not going to be that much because I'm not putting like £50 a week in it, you know, as a maximum thing. I'm putting like 5, 10, so that'll even out. Christmas, so I did condense, and it did fit in the envelope, so I put it in the envelope. So we have £320 saved for Christmas. So let's get the tracker. And Christmas today is going to get £20. So I'm actually going to cross off those 2 10s. That works quite nicely. Can always condense them if I need to later. So we have £340 saved in Christmas, which is really good. I'm proper chuffed with that. Again, it just takes like the onus off a bit in terms of panicking when it comes up to December, and I'm like, oh. But again, I'm on a ban for anything Christmas decoration-y. Last year, the worst I did, I say worst, is we bought the real tree, and then I made Christmas jumpers. So I bought jumpers off Amazon. They weren't too expensive, but they were like £15. But I think, to be fair, I think I got those from clothes. And then I bought some vinyl from out of hobbies and entertainment. So yeah, it didn't even come out of the Christmas budget. So to make some Christmas jumpers, so I made like a Love Actually one, which is like 8 is a lot of legs, David. And I also made the one where he swears at the beginning of the thing. So I made those as jumpers, which I thought was quite cute and funny. Electronics. So this is what I'm saving for the new laptop. So this is part of our... my partner's calling it treats, but I was like, oh, I'll just call it electronics for the minute, because that's currently what we're saving for, which is the laptop. We did look at prices of laptop, and I think we budgeted 1,500, which I still think is quite excessive for a laptop, but at least then it's we know we're covered if we did want a higher spec one, because he wants it for gaming. I think it needs more... honestly, I'm making this up if I said it, RAM, maybe RAM, or like memory or processing power. I mean, they're not like gaming. He doesn't do like, you know, like proper, I don't really know what I'm on about, but he uses it for gaming, so he doesn't want it to like slow down. And I said, to be fair, if I was using any gaming, it would be like Sims and stuff. And then with my crickets is all like web-based anyway, so I don't think it'll be too bad, but yeah. Sorry, electrics I've just put in for £10, so it's £10 going into electrics, so we now have electronics, £50 saved for electronics. Do we? Have I just ripped stuff up? 20, 30, 40, not 50, I just can't count. So the plan is to get this challenge from Essex Cash Stuffing done. Then I'm going to do the Stars of the Rainbow challenge in black pen, and then the last round will be with the stickers. And that should be the £750 saved, which is really good. 10k savings challenge. Oh, I didn't realise we were on a house today. So there's £200 going in from my partner, which means we have 2,000, 3,000, 200, 400, 600, 800, so £4,000 saved. So I'm going to swap these out and get another, I'm sure I've got another 1,000. I don't think I've got another 2,000. So that is 4,000 saved up for wedding, which I'm proper chuffed about. And then that also means I get to colour in another house. So yeah, we looked at our forecast for wedding in terms of how much we're depositing each month, what things are going out each month as well, and we have £2,000 buffer basically, but we still need to get things like, no, we took his suits and ties out, so that was fine. I need to look at hair and makeup, and I've got an appointment with the florist for, I'm going to get a flower band and then also some bouquets for, it'll be myself, my sister who's my bridesmaid, and my other 2 friends who are bridesmaids. What are your guys' opinions on male bridesmaids? Not opinions on male bridesmaids, I'm having a male bridesmaid, but as in, when he walks down the aisle, my mum was like, he won't want to hold a bouquet. And I was like, he's going to hold what he's going to hold, which at this point is a bouquet. And he said he's completely happy with it. But yeah, what else would you hold if not a bouquet? So I don't really know that. So yeah, if you have any feedback, let me know. No homophobia though, please. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. But anyway, buzzed for that. So I just need to get those bouquets and stuff priced up and work out how much that's all going to be. Then we have the Wonderland savings, which is for all the other future savings. So I'm just going to double check to make sure I've not cocked up anything here. So we've got the 2 5s, and then we should have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah. Bro. Yeah, so we may be doing a hand binding, like, is it a ritual? I don't really know, ceremony. So there was the thought, oh, maybe you could hold the ribbons and go down with the ribbons, but I'm like, just let them be the same as the bridesmaids and just hold a bouquet. Anyway, let me know your opinions. Like, potentially it'd be cheaper if he didn't have a bouquet, and it's not like he'll be potentially using it again, but I might get dried ones with the thought that they can then keep them if they wanted to. But anyway, let's see. Rainbow in Wonderland. So this is the savings challenge binder I'm doing for future. So my partner will like upload a lump sum, but what I'm doing is to make it a bit more fun and a bit more, you know, interactive with actually saving. I bought the Wonderland challenge from Rainbow Budgets, and I'm stuffing my stuff in here, and then every time I complete a challenge it can go to our future challenge, or any time it accrues to about £200 I can condense it and put it towards our future challenge. So I'm going to start, I should have ordered these really, I'm going to start with this one because it can potentially be a higher number, so I'll do it when I've got a bit more to begin with. So this is I'm late for a very important date, and currently I have in here 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds. And I'm going to roll the 12-sided dice, which is 8. I'm going to roll it again, which, sorry, that was off camera, 11. So big hand goes to 8, small hand goes to 11. And then that is 19 in total, so I'm going to stuff £20. So I'm just going to double check now, I might have enough to 50, 30, 40, £50, perfect. So I'm going to get a 50 placeholder because my 50s don't fit in here, at least then it loosens up, allows me to keep the 5s, so 50 in the bank. So let's swap that out. Let's double check that was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we've now got 60 in this one, which so we're doing really well. And I'll probably end up repeating this one I'm also just checking that it's definitely in shot. And then the other one was the down the rabbit hole. So this one I just used the normal dice. So we're on here. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's £9. I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera. So I'm going to stuff £10 just to roll it up. I was going to do the £1 placeholders, but because it's digital, it's just gets a bit. I got myself in a tiz last week, so I am just going to round up for these challenges, I think. So I'm going to cross off. So I know where we're up to, which is 9. Getting there. Although Natalie was saying that one of these, it takes you all the way back to the star. Oh, the Queen. Oh, so I nearly got that. We've done that one. Mad Hatter Peel and Pear. So let's give this one a go. So let's try this one. I'm honestly so awful at this because I've got a gel on my fingers. They're a bit thick and I just don't think it allows you to get under it as easy. Oh, very nice. I don't think we've had that one before. So let's try, I'll do another glittery one because I think these peel ever so slightly better, she says, struggling. Oh, very nice. But that is not much, so I will replace these. And then I think that means my stuff. Peel 2 stickers to reveal if you found a pair, save 5, no pair, save 10. So I'm going to stuff £10 into this challenge. So currently we have 5, 10, 15, 25. Painting the roses red, I'm going to skip. Queen of Rainbow Hearts, so let's roll this one. 1, which is £5 again. Oh, she has cocked it up. So, Queen of Rainbow Hearts, let's take that one out. So we have saved already 20, 30, £5, and then another 5. Oh, that's definitely the wrong colour. I didn't stuff that 5, did I? Nope. Should I roll again? This one is going to take a while, so I'm going to roll again. Just 1. Well, at least, you know what? At least it's at least it makes a pretty top row. This is where like I'll get like a random one there and I'll be like, Alright, so Queen of Rainbow Hearts done. Rainbow Tea Party. So let's crack on with this one. So currently in this one I have saved 20, £30. And what did I say all these bits were going to be? I said £10 a teapot or £5 a cup. So let's do 1 teapot and 1 cup. It's £15 going in. Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I can never do the spin. Can anyone recommend how to do this spin? I've seen people do it like this, but on the video it just looked like it was already on the colour. Oh, no, she says. Red. So red is, let's see. Flip the coin. If you land on yellow, save 5. If you land on red, save 10. And we have £15 saved. So let's do a red dungaree. And that is 10. what I should do, because I end up doing it then after, is keep the tracker out and just make a note as I'm going along. That would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? But no, I am nonsensical. Oh, should we do flamingo? I do like a scratch off. From the flamingo croquet. So let's do this middle one. It's a hedgehog. Oh. So cute. Look at his little face. That is very cute. So £5 going in flamingo croquet. So that is now 15, so £20 we have stuffed. Eat Me, Drink Me is a flippy one. So let's see how. Oh God, I'm just going to chuck it up in the air and hope for the best. Okay. I don't know what I was doing then, but it landed on D. So D, you save 5, and E, you save 10. So I think that was embarrassing for everyone involved in that. 20, £25. So I'm saving another 5 because that was D. Right, we've done that one. Cheshire Cat Smile, I do for 5. We've done Down the Rabbit Hole. We've done I'm Late. We've done Mad Hatter. Shall I do Painting the Roses Red? The reason I hold it back is I'm like, it's a good one to, you know, if I've got random money saved. So let me do this one. So I'm going to put each rose as £10, I think. Or shall I do £10 as a big rose and then £5 as a little rose? So we've got 5, 10, 15. So I'm going to do one big rose and one little rose. There we go. And that is it for the Rainbow and Wonderland challenge. So the only thing I now need to stuff is, I was debating carrying over, but I'm going to stuff it, is the leftover £10 from, where's this leftover? Rainbow Roller Races. So, you know what, I'm going to be a bit cheeky and stuff it in home. And I'm going to cross off a 10 here. I mean, I could just stuff it, to be fair, but let's be consistent. In fact, you know what, I'll do 2 5s just so it's semi-even in terms of where it's got to. Brill, and that is it for this week's cash stuffing. Well, I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you all have a lovely Easter. Because I think that'll be coming up in this next week. So yeah, and have a lovely bank holiday if you obviously don't have Easter off, and if you've got kids, good luck with that. That sounds so awful, like good luck with that, but what I mean is in good luck with all the food and chocolate they're inevitably going to get, so they're going to be absolute off their heads. So genuinely good luck with that, like I feel for you. So yeah, but I hope the weather stays nice for everyone, and I hope you have a lovely Easter. So see you all, bye.